This episode of The Startup Life is tucked in nice and tight by Philip Stein and the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet. Startup Nation, getting quality sleep is super important, especially for those of us as entrepreneurs. I know for me, if I don't get enough quality sleep, not only do I not perform well while working in my business or exercising, but also it really affects my mental health and that doubt starts to creep in. And that's the last thing we want as entrepreneurs. Also, with everything going on, good quality sleep is important to repair the body and support a good immune system. And that is why, Startup Nation, I wear the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet. The Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet uses natural frequency technology to reinforce our biomagnetic field to improve deep sleep, length of sleep, and overall sleep quality. This helps produce a healthier heart, regulate weight control, and help strengthen the immune system, which helps destroy bacteria and viruses. Right now, when you go to philipstein.com, use code SLEEPEZ and you will get 10% off the entire store. That's promo code SLEEP, capital E, capital Z. So if you are ready to be more productive in leading your business, go with the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet, proven to be natural and safe to give you a better, deeper sleep. Hey, Startup Nation. So clearly, if you're listening to this, we ran out of time on radio and we don't like to make our radio partners upset with us. But we still want to give you that extra content. So that bonus content of the Startup Life begins now. I want to ask you this because you talked about your mom earlier, and I was looking on your social media feed about how, I believe she used to be a teacher as well. If I connected
wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, did you ever, sit down with her, and like ask for like some of that advice that you kind of use in your coaching, in your executive coaching and advising with, CEOs and things of that nature? And what are some of those lessons she taught you?
Oh, that's nice of you to ask. Thank you. She taught really young children, so 3 and 4 year olds. I think one of the things that I learned is this, the importance of customization and, there's some basic skills that you need as a leader and as a teacher for everybody, but remember that everybody's needs are different. And I remember so many times asking her, year after year, because she would be busy pulling together her curriculum and looking through her students and kind of thinking about each one of them, like, Mom, you've done this for years. Like, why are you prepping again? And she's like, well, but it's different every class I have, and there's different children in every class. And I want to make sure that each of them is seen and that she really had a good understanding of any special needs they had or concerns or what the family situation was. She really got to know the parents and, what was the context that child was coming into class with. She'd spend time with some of them after class. I'd go to classes with her sometimes and be her helper. And they loved her. I remember she was like a little rock star when we'd go to the grocery store, like out in the world. And they would we'd run into her students and they would just be fascinated and, dumbfounded that she was in a grocery store because that's not where she was supposed to be. But yeah, I appreciated the care in which she thought about every single child. And there, again, going back to kind of consistency, there were some consistent practices and a curriculum that every parent expected with their child. But I think I think she had a waiting list at their school. So many people wanted to go to her classes because, she had this energy and this focus with every child that, they were all important in a different way.
I hear that. Thank you for sharing all of that. For sure. No worries. I want to ask you this because I was looking on Instagram as well, and I saw.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah. Oh look, I do a little deep searching. I do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh no.
And no, you're fine. You're totally fine. So, I know a lot of people, as they, looking for new things to do. A lot of people are kind of taking up running, and I know you run from time to time, go hiking and things of that nature. And I was curious about, your shoe game. Like, what's a good pair of kicks when you go running? Like, what's your go-to shoe for running? Is it a certain brand? Is it a certain type of shoe? What's your shoe game looking like, Melissa?
Oh, wow. Well, I had to just get new running shoes because I haven't ran for a while.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I think Adidas are my
Okay.
go-to.
Okay.
I think they're my favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
Are
they light? And all this great stuff?
Yeah, they're light, and I mean, I tend to pronate, and so the way they are, their running shoes have a support that allows your whole foot to get into the shoe.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
I really appreciate them.
Fair enough.
I also I'm looking at a pair of Golden Gooses, but those are not for running.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, just kind of wanted to get your take on that because I know a lot of people who are social distancing. They want to take up new things like running and hiking and stuff like that. And I see that you like to hike and look for graffiti art when you're in NYC. But we'll hold that conversation for another day.
Oh gosh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Absolutely.
I would say, given that we can't go out, and I'm going to do a plug for Zappos.
Sure.
I think they're an amazing culture anyway, so this is a twofer.
Go for it.
They're so great because you can order a number of different shoes, and a shoe that might fit well and light for you may not work for me. So, my husband and I probably ordered 4 or 5 different shoes to kind of run in our house first to make sure that they were comfortable, but then you can return them and they make it really easy for the customer to return them. So,
they do.
Yeah, I think with running, you have to make sure it fits for you.
For sure. Thank you for sharing that. Melissa, what's your entrepreneurial superpower and why?
I think I would say I have a way of connecting ideas with people. I definitely connect people with people,
right?
But I have a way of kind of thinking about the broader idea and breaking that down into kind of next steps. So how do you connect the kind of strategy with the execution piece? I think some people are good at one or the other. I'm able to kind of bridge both of those pieces. And when I work with people, I can pull out and connect a lot of what they're saying with kind of what's important to them.
Gotcha.
And even when we're talking, kind of connect it back to some of the other things they were saying. So I'm really good at kind of connecting, and I'll even say kind of curating content so that people understand, oh yeah, that is a theme of mine. You're right.
I hear that, and I appreciate that. And you know what, when we were talking earlier and I knew I was going to ask this question, I knew you were going to say that because, no, seriously, because I was like, I bet connecting is thing, because one of the things because the thing is my wife was a traditional educator as well for 12 years. And one of the things that she says when you're facilitating or being a teacher is that you don't have to be the star, right? It's like all you have to do is like curate, whether it be content or speaker or something like that. You're going to seem just as knowledgeable because you curated this content. You've curated all this stuff. And then all you can do is come back behind and make the connection and make that relatability to the target audience. And so I knew you were going to say that was your entrepreneurial superpower.
Yeah, and your wife is right on. I mean, that is definitely a key role of a teacher and facilitator.
For sure. And before I ask the last question, just want to say thank you so much, Melissa, for coming on the Startup Life. We definitely appreciated your value and your insight to building the culture, reorganizing the culture, especially as we navigate through these uncharted waters that is COVID-19 or the coronavirus and everything in between. But now I'm going to turn the microphone over to you because there's somebody out there in Startup Nation that's feeling a little hesitant to kind of jump out there on their own, or they're feeling a little hesitant to kind of, even just go to work because of everything that's going on. Kind of give us some words of motivation to take us out for today.
This is such a good time for reflection and to take a pause. I think in crisis mode, we are wired to do and to go. And I think if you can take the time and dig a little deeper on what's important to you from a value standpoint and what you need to energize you, again, whether that's meditation or running or working out, support system, I think knowing what those are for you are really important for you to have that foundation. And then, you know, I'm a big fan of writing and journaling, and you know, as much as you can kind of dig in to really think about what you want. During this time, it's also really easy to compare ourselves to others. Like, oh my gosh, you know, she already wrote a book in 3 months, or like that guy is like, you know, writing an article on a daily basis, you know, and that just doesn't, it makes us feel worse. And so, you know, what are our goals and what do we want to get done? And so I think just, you know, being more planful and intentional about what it is we want to do, making sure we have our days are designed so that they're supportive, and, you know, expect us to probably work 20% less than we normally are, and have that be okay. And so I think those would be some of the things that I would focus on. Don't waste this time. You know, I think, I don't know if it's Winston Churchill, but, you know, he was said to have he was quoted as saying, you know, don't ever waste a crisis, because it's a time to really reflect and figure out what's working, what's not working, for us as individuals, and then for us as organizations.
I heard that. Awesome stuff. And that's going to conclude this session of The Startup Life. Melissa, did you enjoy being on the show?
I loved it. I love talking with you. This is fun.
Awesome. And as always, Startup Nation, if you have an idea, be about that life, the startup life. If you want to let us know what you think about our show, have an idea for a show topic, or would like to advertise on our show, send us a message on the Startup Life Podcast Facebook page. And while you are there, like and follow our page as well. It's a great way for us to engage with you, Startup Nation, and really grow our community. The link is there in the show notes. Subscribe to the show, as it can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, or even on your Facebook timeline or any other platform you like to get your podcast. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts and you find our content valuable, please give us a 5-star rating, as it will help us climb the charts and help more people find our show. You can also listen to the show on the Startup Life Podcast new website. There you will find the all-new startup blog, where I write on many topics that are interesting and helpful to you on your path to entrepreneurship. And hey, if you have an idea, be about that life, the startup life. This episode of The Startup Life is tucked in nice and tight by Philip Stein and the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet. Startup Nation, getting quality sleep is super important, especially for those of us as entrepreneurs. I know for me, if I don't get enough quality sleep, not only do I not perform well while working in my business or exercising, but also it really affects my mental health, and that doubt starts to creep in. And that's the last thing we want as entrepreneurs. Also, with everything going on, good quality sleep is important to repair the body and support a good immune system. And that is why, Startup Nation, I wear the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet. The Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet uses natural frequency technology to reinforce our biomagnetic field to improve deep sleep, length of sleep, and overall sleep quality. This helps produce a healthier heart, regulate weight control, and helps strengthen the immune system, which helps destroy bacteria and viruses. Right now, when you go to philipstein.com, use code SLEEPEZ and you will get 10% off the entire store. That's promo code SLEEP, capital E, capital Z. So if you are ready to be more productive in leading your business, go with the Philip Stein Sleep Bracelet, proven to be natural and safe to give you a better, deeper sleep.